Hey guys, Amber here. How are you? It's day 5. All right, and we are talking about essential oils. So I do want to start with saying I really don't know anything that I'm talking about, right? I'm not an essential oil person. I'm probably not an expert on anything that I ever talk about. And the whole purpose of me doing these Facebook Lives actually has nothing to do with me being knowledgeable. It only has anything to do with me kind of being a Google master, knowing how to make decisions and knowing how to make decisions just based on what I'm feeling. Okay, so I've been using essential oils since 2008, and I remember starting them in Duluth, Minnesota, and it just made sense to me, right? I didn't bring the book over. I read a book years ago. It was called What Color is Your Diet? And I've read plenty of nutrition books, and I would say that I'm also not an expert in nutrition. It is what I do for a living, but it's just I like to read and I'm knowledgeable, but my undergrad is in biology and my master's degree is in engineering, and I have no formal education on nutrition except for it's really a great hobby and it's what I do for a living, and I read some books on it. Now, I also worked as a pharmaceutical sales rep from 2003 to 2008. And I do think that pharmaceutical sales rep experience also helped me understand that side of the industry as a business, and that I tend to probably resonate more with this side, which might be as all natural as possible under most or all circumstances. Okay, so it was 2008. I started using essential oils, but quite honestly for fun, right? I loved the way that they smelled. I would always have essential oils diffusing in the house, and then Augie was born, he's almost 4, and I always had essential oils in his room. I've used essential oils on him really cautiously, you guys, but for anything like common cold or coughs. So you guys might know that February 10th is this is the day that kind of started all this, right? I'm in the plane, I kind of feel this lump on my armpit. I go to the doctor, she's like, oh, not only on your armpit, you also have lump on your breast. I was like, oh. So the minute somebody says lump on your breast, you're like, right? So this is what I do know. I love Google. So I'm an entrepreneur. I am a business owner. I don't have a boss. And when you don't have a boss, you figure things out for yourself, right? Can't really hey, I need some support. I need some help. Now, one of the things is I've always had coaches, whether they were, I've had business coach for years. I've had many kinds of coaches, right? So one of them is, not only do I use essential oils, but I kind of have I would call her my essential oils coach. Not that she's really my coach, but I mean, instead of me spending hours Googling, I pretty much call her. I'm like, okay, so here's the deal. What do I need support with? How do I make it happen? How do I use it? Do I need to diffuse it? Do I need to ingest it? Do I need to, okay, so here, I'm just gonna give you guys the regimen. So I call her and I'm like, not really sure what's going on, the medical society wants to give me about 16 mammograms, story for another day. Instead, I went and had thermography done, and I've definitely gone the gamut on the as all natural breast route as I possibly can in the last 5 months. So you guys, I was just looking in check this out. I even have the Animal Desk Reference essential oil book for animals. I've used essential oils on the pups. Actually, just used it last week on Millie's ear because she had an ear infection. So got rid of Millie's ear infection with coconut oil and essential oils and some other things, but that was the primary two. She's our 13-and-a-half-year-old lab. Certainly don't need to be putting her on antibiotics, right? And then my essential oil pocket reference. But you guys, look how big this is, right? And I own a business, and I've got a kiddo, and I was like, okay, I'm just calling my coach. So I call her. I'm like, here's the deal. Don't know what it is. 2 lumps. Had a thermogram. Had some ultrasounds, right? And I just got her clear on what the situation was. So I'm just going to give you guys my regimen, okay? Here's the rollerball, and I know it's really funny because I use this essential oil spray as well, you guys, but it does smell really good. But if I hug people, they're like, oh, I smell essential oils on you. I'm like, if you only knew, this was rubbed all over my breasts 16 times a day. Okay, so here it is, you guys. It's a combination of 5 different oils, okay? And there's 7 to 8 drops of each. So let's go 5 to, so there's 40 drops of essential oil in here, and then I fill the rest up with fractionated, okay? Fractionated coconut oil. So let me do this one first, frankincense, okay? And if you guys Google this sucker, it is the king of all oils and the king of all cancer oils. Oh, I also swallow this stuff, okay? So 8 drops of this, plus, you guys, 8 drops of grapefruit oil, okay? Plus 8 drops of eucalyptus oil. Can you guys see that? Eucalyptus oil. Plus zendocrine, okay? So 8 drops of zendocrine oil. And then 8 drops of pink pepper. Now, if you are gonna ask me, you guys, what I do with all of, you know, like what's the details with all of these, I don't know, okay? All I know is the person that I have as my like oil coach is awesome, and her husband is a chiropractor, and she's got her graduate degree in the health industry, and she's got it down, right? And she's got resources, and she can call people, and she can get support. So that's what I did. So think 40 drops in here, 8 of each. Fill the rest up with fractionated coconut oil. And she's like, as often as you can, okay? Rub this all over. So it's just like a roller ball, and I'm just like rubbing. Whatever I think about it, you guys, rubbing this stuff all over. And like my lymphatic system, so it's like even up in my armpit. Now, 2 other things that I'm doing is I'm swallowing this stuff. So it's like a fireball, that's what I'll tell you. Okay, so I take a drop of frankincense. If you guys Google this too, copaiba, plus a drop of copaiba, okay? 1 drop of frankincense, 1 drop of copaiba in the morning. So the recommendation was to put it under my tongue. That's like serious fireball, which I will, okay? And then 1 drop of each in the evening. So it's like 2 drops, right? A day. 1 drop of frankincense, 1 drop copaiba in the morning, 1 drop in the evening. Underneath my tongue, I sometimes take it another way. But that is my oil regimen. Now, the last thing I will say, you guys, is I started calling it like the breast awareness. What happened in February, you guys, caused me to become more aware of my health. I'm a pretty healthy human, okay? So just elevated the level of my health. Not only, you guys, I'll talk about this a lot. It was like the intuition like went on hyper overdrive on February 10th. How are you? Mwah, mwah. So excited to see you in like 10 days, right? I was like on intuition, and I've been talking with Emily a lot about this too, you guys. Intuition overdrive. So I'll talk to you guys upcoming about how to change my food. I'm like fanatical about my oils. I've definitely changed my lifestyle. I took 24 trips last year, you guys. And the minute some of this kind of, you know, shook down here in February and March, I like hammered it down, you guys, with our travel, like seriously hammered it down with our travel. With our business, I really started like notching it down, like what really is necessary for me to do, what is necessary for me to just be like, not necessary for me to do. I don't need to take it all on. So that's the oil deal. All about essential oils tonight. Those are the 5 in the bottle, the 2 that I consume, and I'm sticking to it.